Yo, good people, thank you all so very much, man, for tapping into another edition of our Millennial Masterclass series. It's your boy Caleb Smith, blessed to be your host. If you're tuned in right now on live, make sure to follow us. If you're watching after this is posted on your feed, if you're even watching this on YouTube, once this is edited up, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that post notifications bell. We're about to have part 2 with our guy Levi Lawrence, and it's about to be a great discussion. We're just about to chop it up, freestyle, and see where this conversation goes. So let me pin this comment, then we're about to get started. Levi, what's up with you, man? How you feeling?
What's going on? What's poppin'?
Nothing much, man. I got a lot of questions tonight. I'm trying to get some game from you, man, so it's about to be a great discussion.
Oh, you already know, dog. That's what I'm here for. That's what
Yes,
we
sir.
here for.
Hey, all facts. Man, earlier when I DM'd you, I remember, saying that we were going to like freestyle this. And
Right.
One thing that kind of caught my attention that I wanted to ask you about, so I'm glad that we're able to go on live right now, is not necessarily Nick Cannon's words, because we don't have to get into all of that.
Right.
I think people are missing the principle of ownership, right? So the fact that he had a podcast and he's doing stuff that what we're doing right now, and he pretty much has to censor what he's saying. He took down all of his interviews, which is hard work, man. Like when you edit the stuff, you have to get guests to come in. You have to have the conversation, the questions. And sometimes you can't repeat great conversations because it's real. So it's like trying to do things all over again. That's really like magic. So seeing him have to take all that down, learning that he doesn't even own Wild 'N Out, I had no idea about that. And again, it's white people that's cutting his checks. So he got spanked and he had to fall back in line. So what are your thoughts of seeing people who we think are moguls, but they're really employees?
So you know what? I'm not gonna take the mogul name away from him. He's done a lot of work for
he's a beast.
He's changed a lot of lives.
He's a beast.
He did mess up. I thought that he owned Wild 'N Out too for the longest, because he was like, "You're fired, and I fired you, and I let you go," and I was like, "Okay, like you own it."
Yeah.
And then come to find out that you don't. It was a hard pill to swallow for me, because I'm somebody that preaches you own everything that you do. You buy what you can buy. You can buy the name, branded, whatever LLC, you buy it. So I don't know if you knew that Wild 'N Out wasn't trademarked until last year.
Are you serious? Are they in like season 18 or
something,
like in the teens?
Anybody could have bought that trademark.
That's scary, man.
Right. Anybody could have bought that trademark. That's the crazy thing, is that they weren't even there. The huge company wasn't even on there. So if let's say you were like, you know what, you were just looking to see, like, let me see what big company actually owns their logo, and you like, oh shit, Wild 'N Out's now owned by for $500. And guess what? Last year they'd have been hitting you up on the line like, hey, how much do you want for this? Because they had to buy it off you.
Yo,
millions. You know what I'm saying? They've made millions and millions off of Wild 'N Out alone. So of course they'd be willing to cut the check for the logo that they've been using. You know what I mean? It's crazy that we don't look at things like that. Of course, Nick Cannon being sick, he's incredibly sick, been incredibly sick for his entire life practically.
Lupus, right?
Yeah. It's been getting worse. It's been getting a whole lot worse. He and she look, Sharice said billions.
Billions, yeah, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? So he's been, I guess, trying to, figure out his thing. I just feel like we as, not just black people, just business owners, business people, period, we have to look at shit like that. We got to wonder, because Google even messed up one day and they forgot to rebuy or renew their Google.com.
What?
Yeah, and so another motherfucker bought that shit for $12. He bought it for $12, and they would have
been pissed, bro.
I mentioned this shit last night. Like I was like, they were like, well, we're the lawyers or whatever. He's like, but I legally bought it. What you gonna do? You can't sue me. You can buy it from me. And so they cut him a check. You know what I'm saying? So like, and he just fell up on it. It's not like he was searching Google. He was just like looking for different things, and then Google popped up, and it was $12.99, and he bought it. It's shit like that. Like stuff like that happens all the time with huge companies that have millions. So I'm not gonna lie, I do that. I look. I wish I would have looked up a while now.
Man, you would have been straight.
And so last night, cause I learned it a couple days ago, so I was like, shoot, let me look at other ones to see if anybody's about to die. Nike just renewed theirs, cause I was sure like Nike, Adidas, Puma, just trying to see who's slipping. And that it's not. I'm not saying those are like quick ways to come up, but like those that's a big move. That's a big move. Yeah, and it is just business. I feel like we can't give these huge names, these famous people that are millionaires and they have millions of followers. We can't give them like super duper credit because they're just like me and you, except they just have more. They have more experience. They have more people around them. They may be in different situations, but they make human mistakes. And they might not have the right people around them to tell them, hey, make sure, do you own this? Well, who owns this? Because I'm looking it up. I don't see nobody owning this. You might want to buy this. You got to have, your circles got to be tight. Your teams got to be strong because it's all about ownership. It's all about taking control of your shit.
Yeah, man, you preaching, because from seeing this situation, again, I know people, they can get caught up in the remarks or what was said. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, but I feel like we weren't focused on the other picture of the business side. Like, I think people aren't looking at that. Like, yo, this man put money and resources into a media platform, into a podcast. Right. Wild and Out is like our generation's In Living Color.
Right.
So the fact that these weren't tied up the way it was supposed to be, and then to see him just delete all of his intellectual property now, and it's gone. And people don't think about, like, there was a videographer who helped film that podcast and who had a job through that podcast. It was so many different jobs that he was creating, and now to know it can be snatched from you at any moment. So, like, how do we make sure that the work that we put in, and I see this so many times for Black creatives, like, we create these amazing platforms, these amazing shows, movies, music, and we get the upfront money, but the long-lasting, like, mailbox money we don't get because we aren't doing the trademarks or things like that. So how do we make sure that we are paying attention to those small, minor details that affect millions later down the line?
I mean, you definitely just have to educate yourself on all ways that you can make the money. So, owning your publishing, owning the masters, knowing what producing and directing actually means and the power that comes behind that. If you're the one that wrote it, guess what? That's a piece of the money that you get. There are certain different things that you can make sure that you're snatching coins from everything that you're doing. But more importantly, we have to understand this. The media company is owned by a powerful group of individuals, and they're not letting that go. They're not letting that go. Anything and everything that goes through the media goes through the top first. They got to improve that shit. So if you piss off the top, guess what? Your shit's gone. And the majority of those people are not Black. The majority of those people are not Hispanic. The majority of those people are Caucasian. That's the fact.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people, they get mad at that shit, but you got to understand, they were the first immigrants. They were the first immigrants to come to America and take over shit. And when you the first motherfuckers and you set yourself up for power, you're not trying to get that up.
That's facts.
You do anything and everything possible to keep everybody below your shit. That way nobody can get up high enough to snatch away your power. So we, like I know I have like Choctaw and Blackfoot in me. So like I have indigenous blood in me from people that were here first, but they came from Europe, where Hitler is the reason why our education system is the way it is. Like our education system in elementary schools and high schools is built off of Hitler's books. shit that came from European, because the Europeans came here first. Of course.
Facts.
You know, a lot of people forget about that stuff. So even when you're owning everything that you do, even if you're owning your business, you got your LLC, you got your EIN, you got your DUNS number, so you can create your business credit. You can buy and own as much as you possibly can, but somebody owns the next step. Somebody, you could be as successful as you want to, and you can own a condo. But guess what? There's layers to that condo. People own the air. They own the atmosphere. So you can't go into certain different sections of the atmosphere without paying up some money, paying rent. You gotta pay rent to be that high.
Wow.
They were there first, and that's just what it is. This is a land of immigrants, and the ones that got here first, they bought up all the shit. That's what I would do. You know, if I came here first, I'll buy up as much as I could and continue to own it, and then everything else would have to be answered to me. So the fight is not to gain that control, because you're never gonna get that shit. They've been owning that shit for fucking centuries. You're not gonna get that. The fight is within your own society, within your own community, within your own self, on how much you can own, how much power can you have for yourself, and know that you can grow it. You can continue to grow as much as you can. Just don't piss somebody from the top off.
That's the problem, man. And it's frustrating too, because when I see somebody of Nick's caliber who is a mogul, and earlier to that comment, it's like they made him look like an employee, because I'm gonna threaten you now. And it's like, I guess for me sometimes it's dumb, because we sometimes feel like, in the words of our elders from the past, the white man's ice is colder. It's like, if Nick understood even like a few years back, like, yo, Wild 'N Out is being pushed on VH1. Then when MTV's not doing good, now it's on MTV. When BET's not doing good, they'll show the reruns on BET, MTV2. So I'm the flagship for Viacom. And it's like, how come he never like realized, yo, I can put this on YouTube and start my own network or something, or I can put this on a website? Like, why do we have to be pushed out the door for us to realize that we can just start our own?
You know what? I think two things. One, it could have been the money.
True.
You know what I mean? Because the amount of money, that's big ass blinders for a lot of people. You know, horse blinders, wow. You know, you throw 120 million at a man, he might end up like this.
Yeah.
You know, so that could be a thing. Another thing is, Nick is an intelligent man, and he may have known that if he tried to create his own thing away from them, that it could have went to shit. They may have did everything they could to shit on that man to make sure that it didn't work. Or there could be a clause within whatever contract that he had, like a non-compete clause, to where he can't take what he did from there and then create over here. We don't know. All we know is that my man's going through it. He is going through it, and I pray for him, man. Like, he's talking suicidal and stuff like that, and it sucks. It sucks to see somebody that's changed so many lives. There's people on Wild 'N Out that praise him because of them. He gave people a chance.
A lot.
DC Young Fly,
85 South Show wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Wild 'N Out.
For real, they still be on Instagram trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
The reason why B Simone made the first million that she made is because she got interested. She was on Wild 'N Out first. She was a comedian and she did all the shit. But once she got on Wild 'N Out, then she got that real love,
TV money.
and then she was able to do that shit.
Yeah.
He built the platform for a lot of people. Unfortunately, he's just a product. Unfortunately, he's just a product. We're all products in a sense. It's just how can you make yourself as a product be one of a kind in a sense. How can you make yourself be one of a kind? What can you do that can open up the doors? Can you outsource maybe to another country and see about doing something within another country and trying to figure that out. You know, because you can't technically own property in another country if you don't have citizenship, but there's ways around certain things. There's loopholes into everything.
That's
You know?
facts.
Even if he wasn't able to buy the Wildin' Out trademark, his mom could have, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, his son or Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'll talk, Mariah, I need you to do something for me real quick.
I need a favor.
Yep, I need you to buy this for me. All right, hold on to it. We're going to get some money from this eventually. But I need you to buy this. Okay, I got you. Boom. You know, there's always a way around some shit. And I mean, you know, sometimes we got blinders on. Sometimes we get stuck with life. And, you know, we all make mistakes. We're human. We're human. It takes us a long time to learn certain lessons. But once we learn those lessons, we don't make that mistake again. Most of us, the smart ones, they like, shit, I ain't making that mistake no more. Sometimes they're really costly lessons, and they fuck us up, you know. But resiliency is the key.
Gotta keep going.
You know, and he's been a resilient motherfucker. Like, the story behind Nick Cannon, he used to sleep on Jamie Foxx's bed.
I never knew that.
Or he was living with Jamie Foxx when he was a kid. Before he got Love Don't Cost a Thing, he lived with Jamie Foxx. You know, like, resiliency is everything. And so if that man is anything else, he is resilient.
Yeah.
He's resilient for sure. And I would implore him not to give up, because even though this ship sunk, whatever it is.
It went down.
There's a bigger ship that he can build, he can build, and it can be stronger. So he just needs to. I just hope he has some really good friends around him, really great friends. Hey, look, if you're in this, tag Nick Cannon in this live and let him know that we said keep your head up, man. I posted something on my page saying keep your head up on my story. Tell him to keep his head up. It's got to be hard to be that. I mean, he's a powerful man. He was a powerful man, you know, and to get slapped in the face like that, you know, it sucks. It sucks, man. But we gotta attain as much power as we can, how we can, and we just gotta keep pushing and let it build from there.
That's facts, bro. Cliff Davis 25 said, "Why was he fired from America's Got Talent originally?" I think it was something that he didn't agree to, and then he
didn't want to take off his turban.
Yeah. It was something like that.
Again, him, you know, fighting for like, nah, man, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And they was like, why are you going there? He was like, all right, then, peace, bitch. You know, like, you know.
And then he said, NBC stands for nigga, be careful. He said that after he got fired. So he was real. I saw this coming though, man. I saw it coming, and he even said it in that interview. He was like, I'm having these deep conversations. I'm wearing my turban. I'm being unapologetic about my blackness. So like, I know that they'll be coming. And it's like he spoke that into existence. And like, that kind of points to what black people have been going through for so long, and especially when it comes to the entertainment industry or corporate America, of having a code switch. Because it's like, I can't be too black, because if I am, I'll get in trouble.
I don't even think it's that you can't be too black. You gotta be careful with how you move. You know, when people get a certain amount of power, they forget the game that they gotta play. This is a fucking game. This is chess.
That's facts.
You know, this is chess. You can affect so many people doing so many different things, but once you go on the national level with your shit and you start trying to do the shit that you would do on the fly, they're not about to have that. You're not about to fuck with my shit. You know what I mean? That's like a teacher in the classroom. You got the popular kid in the classroom. If he's doing something, everybody else gonna end up doing it. So I gotta spank you. You definitely gonna get in trouble. And I'm gonna make an example out of you, so the rest of the motherfuckers don't do the same shit. And I mean, that's how it is. It's a chess game. You gotta be careful with how you move. The more powerful and popular you become, the more careful that you have to move. He can definitely continue to keep doing and speaking the way he's speaking, but you gotta do that on the other basis. Now I'm wilding out. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
on actually the syndicated show, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You gotta be careful with your shit. You got to. You just have. I mean, there's only there. It's not about being too much of anything. It's about understanding who holds the keys to the doors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The janitor hold all the goddamn keys to the entire motherfucking place. And if you piss the janitor off, you ain't getting into nothing.
Access code ain't working no more.
Access code, even the boss, if you feel like you the boss, well, guess what? Guess who got the keys? The motherfucker that was here first.
That's
I was
real.
here first. I got
That's
all the
real.
keys.
That's
And a lot,
facts.
I just like, dang, man. And that's even for us, as we grow, as we get older, and as our companies grow, and as our connections build, we have to understand, like, all right, we got to be careful what we say, how we say it, who we say it to, all right, because you'll fuck around and get canceled out here, lose your
In a
whole
day,
shit.
bro. In a day. So how do we find like that happy medium somewhat of, because I can tell that Nick was a person that was getting conscious, and I could tell like in those interviews he was excited because he was learning more, he was having these conversations, but these were dangerous conversations. So how do you find that happy medium of not trying to, go too hard, but playing chess, right? Because what you said is perfect, because I say that all the time, it's a game. And how do we find that medium of, you can be woke, you can talk your talk, but if I'm working with these major corporations like the NTVs or the VH1s, I still got to move a certain type of way, but then at the same time, I still want to chop it up. So, like, how do I find that happy medium somewhat?
If you're going to have conversations where you're trying to enlighten people on a grander scale, and you know that it might piss the wrong people off, you got to do it in some private situations. All right?
Yeah, I agree
no
with that.
phones. We not going live. This
Yeah.
shit ain't being posted on nothing. I'm talking to y'all.
Yeah.
I'm talking to y'all. This is how this is going. Boom. There's times where when Kevin Hart does his shit, when he does stand up, no cell phones in the motherfucking place. You leave your cell phone in the car.
Yeah.
Because you don't want nothing getting out. Why?
Yeah.
Because he gonna use them jokes again for his next one. You gonna take away from the next shit.
Facts.
Use that way. That way. No phones, no nothing. We in here together. I'm talking to y'all. What I'm giving you guys, you keep. And then keep forward. That way it's not blowing up too much. Especially when you got a name like Nick Cannon, you gotta move differently. I think we should definitely educate and enlighten ourselves all the time. You gotta learn, you gotta understand. There's things out there that a lot of people don't know. They don't know who the real first president of the United States of America was.
Yeah.
They don't know that
That'll blow
there
your
were
mind.
presidents prior to George Washington. They don't know that shit.
Yeah.
But there's ways to find that out. But when you do find that shit out, and you do find out different things that a lot of people don't know, you don't be out here like this on the shit where everybody can. Nipsey, rest in peace, Nip. Nip said, "I'm about to do this shit with Dr. Sebi, with everything.
If they do something to me, he said, ride for me.
You know what I'm saying? Ride for me."
Yeah.
But he already knew what the fuck he was about to get into.
That's facts.
Now, if he wouldn't have said that shit, if nobody would have known about the Dr. Saber shit, if he would have just came out with that motherfucker, it would have.
I never thought.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
If he would have been saying shit, he was like, I'm working on some things, blah blah blah, kept on pushing. Nobody knew. Maybe like he kept it super quiet on a low ski, did his thing, and then he came out with it. We don't know if he would have died or not. He may have, but he still would have been alive with the shit. I truly believe, and a lot of people are like, nah. Yeah, I truly believe that was on some deeper shit.
Yeah, he was doing too much.
Yeah,
they were afraid of everything that was going on with like Vector 90, real estate, and then people, they don't even talk about this, Levi, which is huge, about the LA Rams Stadium about to be near the Marathon store. And that's billions of dollars in real estate with the subway that was about to happen right underneath. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So all that connects.
I was like, I legit was at the LA Rams Stadium for an event like last year, and I seen the whole shit. I seen the whole thing that they're working on and everything. I was like, bro, like it's about to be crazy. So
That's wild.
You gotta be careful. Like when they say, move in silence, they don't mean to not share, share the shit that it's cool to share. They mean don't share your top secret shit.
That's facts.
Don't share your top secret shit. You know the shit that maybe I don't need to be telling the world that I'm working on this.
Facts.
Because it's a possibility. It's a possibility
it's gonna piss
that I could lose my life. I could piss somebody off. I could lose my career. Something bad. This is America. All right. We don't motherfuckers don't play games. They don't. And time again, we've seen people die, disappear, have accidents. Like shit. How much lesson do we have to learn and see
you preaching.
before we know that?
You preaching, man. You preaching, bro. And what you said about Nip is very alarming because Nick Cannon then announced he was gonna pick up the documentary. Yeah. And the rabbit hole gets deeper. Just like that.
I'm just trying to say it, dog. I'm just trying to tell. Motherfuckers gotta be careful. Social media is a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a gift when you're trying to get get certain things out there, but when you're talking about real strong shit, you gotta be careful. Because you will get spanked. Your whole shit will change in a moment's notice. You can't be blind to that shit. You just gotta know. And you know what? Maybe it's because I was in the military and I seen some shit, I heard some shit, and I done seen blankets get put over shit. I done seen real crazy shit, and the next thing you know, it was fireworks. It was nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's shit like that happens all the time. This is America. I'm pretty sure it happens in other countries, but this is the only place where this is the country full of immigrants. This is an immigrant country. Everybody here, besides a few people, are from other countries, or their ancestors originated from other countries. So it's and we like America's grimy as a motherfucker. We don't play.
They don't even realize that, man.
Yeah. Motherfuckers don't play it, and that's in every race. You know what I mean? Like it ain't just Caucasians. It ain't just American or not Americans, Hispanics or Mexicans or African Americans or black. Whatever. It's not. It's everybody. Everybody has certain codes. They have to understand there's certain levels to certain shit. It's like a code in it. Start fucking with too much different shit, you'll fuck around and you end up dead. If you fuck with a man's family, all right,
it's over. It's over.
All right. So if you gotta if you see that, you gotta see it from a small point. You see people you fuck with a man's family, it's over. You probably gonna end up dead or you're gonna disappear, right? You don't do that shit. So guess what? Somebody up there, that's their family. You fucking with my shit.
Money.
You fucking with my money, you fucking with my shit. What you think gonna happen?
Yo. I mean, all of these are facts, bro. And I think, and I've been hearing this on different podcasts that I listen to, and somebody said this, is that I think our celebrities, because I think, with people like Kat, LeBron, Serena Williams, Skylar Diggins, we have so many athletes now who are outspoken, Maya Moore. But I think that we have to realize that our athletes and our entertainers, they don't necessarily have to save us. They can provide the money and the resources for these movements, but we don't need for them to sacrifice their careers. So then you aren't a big asset anymore towards us if you lose the bag. So it's that goes back to your point about going behind closed doors. And I felt like our elders in the 60s kind of understood that better, like Harry Belafonte, how he would help fund all the marches and nobody even knew about it. And he was doing all these movies in Hollywood as a black man in a white theater, or Sidney Poitier. He did the same thing. People would try to call him a Uncle Tom, but not knowing, he just put money in Martin Luther King's pocket right now. He just put a couple stacks in his pocket. Or with Malcolm X, Dick Gregory, or even what's my man the show Godfather Father, Bumpy Johnson. You got one of the biggest kingpins who, you know, you think is tearing up your community, but he's feeding that dope money to Malcolm X. So it's like, should our celebrities be more incognito?
Hell yes. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta move like that. If you're trying to do shit that's gonna make a change. Let's put it like this. If you're trying to do shit that you know on the bigger scale, it's probably gonna make people be like, like, what are you doing? You just keep it under the rug, dog. Move your shit. You know what I'm saying? Move your Underground Railroad your shit.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Like, don't move on top. Not everybody gotta know what the fuck going on.
Posting it too, yo. I just gave 30,000 to Black Lives Matter.
bro. Like, look, when I posted the shit the other day, and I was like, it was of a company that did. They said like, oh, Levi gave away over 129,000, blah blah blah, to the youth. My shit was blowing the fuck up. It was like, yo, like, what's going on? And I was like, hold up. Like, let me break it down real quick. Cause I have like some real people like, hey, you know, like even one of my friends is in the IRS, and they saw that shit. They like, hey, like, you good? Cause you know what I'm saying? You know that this kind of shit that people look on. And I was like, let me make this clear. And I was like, and I got the proof. I always got my shit on paperwork. That 129,000 was in educational gifts. My boot camp, my Louisiana business boot camp, is currently worth like, what is it, $5,850.
Wow. So
if you take that and you multiply it times, like, I think it's like 22 or 23 or something like that, then you get like 120,000, 128,000 or something like that. So that's where that came from. So that's what, if anything, that's a motherfucking tax write-off.
That's
you
facts.
know, and that's where they like, oh shit. I'm like, that's right. Yeah, get the fuck away. You know, so if you're gonna do things like that, you make sure you got your shit covered. You make sure you got your shit covered, because a motherfucker's gonna come for you no matter what. Once you start putting commas into your shit, they coming. They're coming.
I love that commas. They coming.
Look, you gotta make sure that you got your shit together. If you're giving that away like that, then you just gotta make sure you got your stuff covered. And if you're doing something that's really gonna be like an eye opener, don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like selling drugs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like moving weight.
You don't want to be posting it on Instagram, yo.
Information is the biggest drug on the planet.
That's deep. That's,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that information is the biggest drug on the planet. If you know something and you know it's gonna fuck the whole shit up, you don't let everybody know that you know that. That's like letting everybody know you got kilos of cocaine in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got the new cocaine that's pure in the backyard, and you letting the whole fucking world know, you gonna die. You going to jail. So if you know what I'm saying, if you got the cocaine information, keep that shit on the low.
Yeah, that's real. That's real, bro. I feel like I don't want to say it's a black thing, but I feel like for us as black people, right, we want to feel important sometimes. We want to create change. We want to be significant. And I feel like that works against us, because in those moments we're sometimes too loud. Because when I look at members of the Jewish community or the white community or Asian community, we don't know who they vote for.
Right.
We don't know what type of movements that they're part of. But one thing that we do know when it comes to business, for the vast majority, they move as a unit.
Right.
And it's like, I just feel like we have to get to that point of, not all of us have to be loud. Not all of us have to announce what we're doing. And it was like, even with Nick, and last thing on Nick, then after that, we about to transition to something funny. But with Nick, I guess from my mindset as a content creator, I was kind of scratching my head, because I'm like, so the interview he did with Griff, funny story, true story, I was supposed to interview Griff that day. And me and Griff just got off the phone, and he told me that Nick just hit him up. He was in Atlanta, and Nick just pulled up on him. And we were like, all right, cool. So we were supposed to postpone that interview.
Right.
And he did that interview with Nick. This was like back in September or October. And Nick didn't post it until like a few weeks ago. So he was sitting on that for like almost a year. So I'm like, bro, you knew what you said in the interview. So that's what kind of just threw me off because I'm like, what happened then?
You know what? I think people take risks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They take risks and they think like, you know what? This shouldn't be that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
For
Yeah, I see
instance,
what you're saying.
you remember that song? You ain't even know it or
Yeah.
whatever. And so
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross was like, you know, I slipped Molly in the drink. She didn't even know it. I took her home. I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it.
Lost that Levi.
You got to imagine there's like 5 motherfuckers in the studio with him listening to that shit. You
That's a
know,
good point. Yeah.
and everybody like, oh, you spitting them bars, but ain't nobody tell him like, yo, that's
Date rape.
sound like rape. Like I don't think that's the right thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, oh, that's not that bad. So we put it out. The song was a hit.
It was.
And he lost his Reebok deal. 7 mil. Or it's like 2 to 7 mil, something
And
like
you
that.
remember at the time, like they were pushing out the sneakers, the hats, everything.
Bro,
Yeah.
I mean, resiliency brought him back up.
Yeah.
But that right there, it fucked his whole world up. And it's because, like as a human being, you just like, oh, this, it shouldn't be that bad, right? We should be straight. Now, forgetting who you are. Everything's a big deal when you're famous. Everything's a big deal when you're famous. Fucking Kylie Jenner, the whole Tory Lanez, and fucking
that's weird.
Stallion and shit. Motherfuckers went crazy. They were like, oh, she got shot in the foot. Della Reese status. I'm saying, oh God. Now everybody was like, where the fuck was Kylie? Kylie posted a fucking picture of her new Rolls Royce fucking Cullinan. Oh, look at the pink and shit. So, like motherfuckers like, what's going on? So like everything's a big deal when you're famous, man. And I just like famous, like people be like, oh man, I wanna be famous. I need everybody to know like who I am and in order for me to make the changes that I want to make. But you gotta understand what responsibility comes with that. If you want to be famous that bad, you should already be moving like you're famous. You have to move careful because a lot of people that want that fame, they say some reckless shit. They say reckless shit now. They can get them in so much trouble when they're famous. Look at Kevin Hart. Before he became famous and the whole shit came out, he was talking about the LGBTQIAU plus community, talking about stop, that's gay. They want him to apologize. He was like, I ain't doing that shit. He had people backing him, but still he got in trouble for that. You gotta be careful. Like some of us, we don't think far with the shit. Like when I'm on live with Eric, and he might say something like, wow, I come real quick with the, hey, what he trying to say.
I'm trying to explain it.
Hey, because you never know. We on the road to some shit. So you never know what's gonna happen with that one live or with that one. You don't never know if it's screen recording or what.
That's
you
real.
Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful out here, man.
That's facts, bro. And speaking on being careful, this is about to be a funny segue. Entanglements, man. Real quick before we get out here. Yo, after seeing that with Jada and Will, man, and I love hearing your insight on relationships, sex, all of that. There's been rumors, of course, for years, ever since we were all kids, that they had an open marriage, which may be true or not. But focusing on what happened, how do you feel about that situation? Like, do you feel like Jada was being accountable? Because I felt like she wasn't. Because in the talk, it felt like she and Will even had to like refocus her and say, so what did you do? Like, can you say what you did? And then she used the word entanglement. So she couldn't even say, I was in a relationship. Somebody said, oh, my new favorite word. Exactly. So, Levi, from your own wisdom when it comes to relationships, do you feel like she was being accountable? And two, do you feel like she was being predatory towards August? Because I feel like people aren't talking about that enough either. But how do you feel about it?
So I feel like this could have gone a whole bunch of different ways. Jada and Will are some powerful, smart individuals that have been in the game for a long time. First way, they could be all in on all this shit. You know, just like you know, with the Kim Kardashian shit and the porn thing that made her famous in the first place, and her mom managed that whole shit and made her into a millionaire. Jaden Smith and Will, they could all be friends, and they could all be like, you know what? We know you've been gone for a long time. We know you ain't had a hit in a long time. We know if you try to drop this album, it's gonna be garbage. Your shit not gonna go wood. All right. So, you know, we gonna do some shit. And so they probably they could have gave him the idea. He went to go talk, and next thing you know, they did their thing and blew it up on the red table because they knew how it was gonna go. And she said entanglement because she knew that shit was gonna be hot. And then boom, they spent off from it. He got a song. That single went up. The song's whack. Ross's part was dope. All right, Ross's part was dope, but the song's whack. And it could have went that way. You know, like it could be in on everything and just know like, hey, we just, you know, we wanted to do something for you because we know that you're sick and you're, you know, potentially about to die in a little bit, who knows, but we know we love you and we know, you know, that we needed this. That's option one. Option two, it could have been on some like regular human being stuff, and maybe they didn't put him in an NDA, you know. He should have signed it. They should have had that motherfucker sign an NDA from the get-go. Yep. You know what I'm saying? My own mama got an NDA. So so I just feel like, you know, like within that situation, definitely, you know, there should have been an NDA. And if there wasn't, why wasn't there? Because Jada's a smart woman and she knows what she's doing. So if that's the case, she definitely got to be getting some bread off of entanglement because she dropped that word on Red Table Talk. So I know he cutting a check somewhere within that, if that's the situation that happened. And let's say off top, Jada and him really did have a legit relationship, and it's a
no NBA, then we can't play.
hey, for real, you know what I'm saying? They can jump on that shit. If they really did have a relationship, and he went down this road, and he, you know, did the whole thing where he turned this into something that's beneficial for himself. And put everybody on this uncomfortable path, you know. I personally don't fuck with that. You know what I mean? Like I saw Will's face. I was like, oh, bro.
He was hurt, bro.
Yeah. Now Will's a hell of an actor.
Dang, I never thought of
You know what I'm saying? You know?
That's facts. I never thought about that.
Will's a hell of an actor. So again, it's you know, if it's real, then it's real. But if it's not, they did a damn good job.
It's levels.
Yeah. So if it's a real deal and you know he was hurt, then okay, it's like damn, you know, like I you know, I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with you like build, you know, just so you can get your money up, you put a whole family, you know, in pain for that shit. Bring up that stuff. I don't fuck with that. But I would like to believe, but just like we would like to believe, you know, Nick Cannon was smart enough to do the shit that he did. I would like to believe that Will and Jada are smart enough to know when shit's popping and when shit's going down. Will has connections to Def Jam. He signed to Def Jam. You feel me?
Oh man.
You
signed to there too?
Yes.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying.
Hey, tip for a coup for y'all.
You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? They motherfuckers be cooking shit up on the low skis.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got relationships with everybody. So and you know, I knew that motherfucker was coming out with an album before they even said he was coming out with an album.
Because if you saw it, he was already doing like that media rollout stuff, documentary.
Yes.
Pose,
Yes. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker about to start crying on the record.
He up to something.
You know, and so when it came out, I was like, oh shit, here we go. And you know, and now he's interviewing like crazy. You know, interviewing like crazy, running up the numbers, which is it's genius in a business standpoint. But I can't give him that credit.
I can't respect it.
I can't respect it if it's not. I can't respect it.
It's not about the music.
Well, not even that. Like I can't respect it if it's not a business move that was through Will and Jada. If it was through Will and Jada and they're the ones that orchestrated this whole thing, which I can see that, then I'm like, you know what? great hustle move. You got everybody, all the cattle. You wrangled all the cattle up, and they went down the line. You know what I'm saying? You got all the sheep together, and you made your money. That's a good way to do it because that's how Kris Jenner and them be doing it with their shit. It's brilliant. But if it's not behind that, and if he did that shit on his own within his own camp, I can't fuck with it. You don't fuck with nobody's family just because you're trying to get a check. I can't fuck with it.
Bro, that's facts, man. Shout out to my guy, Dr. English. He said, nah, that hurt was real. Acting couldn't even cover that up. I feel it because he was hurt, and I feel like even if they had that set up, right, I felt like he would be hurt from the embarrassment of we had this agreement behind closed doors of I'm going to do my thing, you do yours, but just keep it quiet. Because honestly, bro, as a man, and I even told my girlfriend this, and I told all my friends this, if the tables were turned, and if Will said entanglements, you'll be talking about how he's not holding himself accountable. You will call him predatory for dating a woman that's 20 years younger than him. You can say that he took advantage of her because he had money and status compared to her. So I feel like we aren't doing that towards Jada because, yeah, you know, she could be a great woman. She can, but in this situation, she's wrong because she hurt two people and she embarrassed Will. Like, bro, she embarrassed him.
Yeah. Like, for sure. From what I saw, I mean, it looked real. You know, like I don't know if it was legit or not, but from what I can see on the outside looking in, it looked like he was really hurt. And he tried to laugh it off. He tried to, you know.
That's what made it worse.
Yeah, you know, he tried, but like I'm like, you know, my heart gave to him. And like I'm like in my mind, I'm like, whoop August ass. You know what I mean? Just somebody need to whoop that man's ass. You know? But the thing, if you probably punch that little dude in his chest, he'll die. So you can't do it. You know, that's the fucked up part. That's the fucked up part right there. If you punch that little motherfucker, he will die. And you like, fuck. Then you gotta go to jail off some shit. You know? God damn. You can't win for losing to that motherfucker. If you don't do shit, now you just mad and hurt on the inside. But if you do something,
you just gotta sit still. I'm crying.
God damn it.
Yeah, that was funny.
You can't do shit. I felt bad for Will. Not just for the fucking red carpet shit, but for the whole thing. He can't whoop no ass.
Yo, he just sitting there.
He can't do shit. He can't do nothing to Jada because he really gonna look bad.
She a woman. So
yeah.
he can't hurt her.
You can't beat up the sickly. You know what I'm saying? He on this man's deathbed. You can't fuck him up. Shit. Fuck.
Yo.
That's probably why he was looking like that.
I said the same thing, bro. Because as a man, like that sucks because you can't hurt nobody, bro. Because now you just sitting there and you got all that pain. Man, that sucks, bro.
You can't even shoot him in the foot.
Dang. He can't do what Tory did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, allegedly what Tory did.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got proof yet. I don't want to put mans out like he really shot her. It ain't looking too good for him, you know, but
allegedly. Yo,
man, can't even shoot man in the foot, dog. Like, because he'll fuck around and bleed out. Then what?
Then it's over. Now, August, he still wins because now you're going to be in prison.
And now they're going to be like he a living martyr or some shit. Like, you know.
Side nigga martyr.
And then he really going to go for Jada. What? Fuck up your whole shit.
We're going through it right now, bro. It's tough. But see, I think that needs to show people it doesn't matter how much money you have. Like you can still be hurt, man. You can still get hurt. And I'm like, bro, that's the Fresh Prince. And see, I think people don't understand the trauma that Will has been through.
Yeah.
Because if we backtrack to his Bad Boys 3 media run, you remember he was talking about how it took him a while for his ego as a man to get over your wife talking about how she loved Tupac. Like,
Tupac.
And he was like, yeah, like, y'all, I get it. You know, I'm the Fresh Prince, but try imagining going against Tupac. You know so then you got your daughter writing letters to a man that she's never met.
Talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Bro, you can't even fuck Tupac up. Fuck! Yo. I would be pissed.
It's over, bro. Like, I don't think Jada realized what she put this man through, bro.
Nigga, like, You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn.
He competed with dead people, bro.
You know, but you can't do shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucking your shit up right now. You can't do shit. You know, he gotta be like Tyrese in the side. Like, what do you want from
What
me?
more do you want?
You
That's
know, like,
real.
god damn.
And see, it's crazy too because it's like you could tell that Jada, what she was doing with August was intentional and that it was meant to hurt Will because now everything makes sense. Like, why would you bring him on the red carpet, right? It's because you knew that Will, that he would see that. Why would you have pictures with August? And then it's like, right, so it's like, were you using August as a pawn?
And he was around the fam and shit.
Yeah, I forgot about, dang.
Fam and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, around Willow and Jaden. Like, Jaden sitting there like, he really not fucking. Did you see that one with like, Drake holding Jaden by the head?
Nah.
He was like, it's cool, man. Because that motherfucking August was right there. Jay was like, it's cool, dog. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Like, I was like, yo, this ain't right. This ain't right. Somebody got to whoop August's ass.
It's only right, bro. And then, like, on the song and the lyrics of Entanglement, he's talking about breaking her back. I'm like, fam.
Bro, I hate that fucking song.
I'm like, yo, he really said that.
Yes. He was saying some wild fucking shit, bro. And I was like, man, oh, my God. Like, you have to...
Respect?
Where? Somebody got to fuck that man up. But they can't, because they're going to go to jail, because he's going to die.
It goes right back to that.
It's got to be on some fucking, like, it's got to, like, somebody got to accidentally have to hit this nigga with some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah.
Make it look like an accident.
That was August. God damn it. You know, I'm like, God. Bro, I couldn't believe the disrespect. Like, and everybody's like, oh my God, I love that song. I'm like, that song was fucking whack. He was trash for doing it.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
Like the way, like the you could barely understand what the motherfucker was saying in the goddamn song anyway.
Yeah.
But I was just like, bro, like, Will, you know what I mean? Like, it was killing me.
It's tough. It's tough. And then two, it's just like, as a man, you don't want to. Well, I'll say from my own opinion, I feel like it makes you look like you don't really get women if you have to talk about the women that you slept with. And it's
don't kiss and tell.
You don't kiss and tell. And it's like, how come he couldn't just keep it pushing? And if somebody asked him about it, just be like, I wish them the best, but I don't even have to speak on that. Or I would even lie and say it's not true. And then two, I don't think, and what you said about everything being planned and pre-planned is that people don't understand with interviews with that magnitude with like celebrities, you have a pre-production meeting with your guests.
That's what we're going to talk about.
So you knew that question was coming. So you could have easily told Angela Yee, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to focus on my album.
He knew he wasn't going to make no motherfucking money.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew, don't nobody give a fuck about August or his fucking album. Don't nobody, like, half the motherfuckers don't even know who he is. They're like, who the fuck is the month? Who? You know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, who is August? And so for that to be a thing, like, he had to make it about that. He had to. He had to, in order for anything to go copper in that motherfucker, he had to make sure that it was bigger than just his album. He had to. He didn't cry about everything else.
Yeah.
He didn't cry about everything else. He had to do it like that. He had to. He wouldn't have made no money. He wouldn't have made no money. That's for damn sure.
Sheesh, man. Levi, bro, this was hilarious, man. You actually made me cry. That was too funny, bro. Man, before we get out of here, how can everybody support the movement, man? Alluvione, bro. I already told you. Tonight, I'm going to do that tonight, man. Send me the instructions so I can sponsor
man,
the movement, all that stuff. But how can everybody support the movement, support you, everything?
For sure, man. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Levi Lawrence III, also known as Raw Words with Levi. I am the owner and lead founder for Alluvione. It is a professional fundraiser networking organization. I bring people in, like my guy, like other people around the world, of course, my own Alluvione members, to join the AGB program. That's Alluvione Gives Back. What we do is we take care of our future, our future generation. So whether it's through the Alluvia on Their Business boot camp that we give away to those that are under the age of 21, or it's giving away our tangibles like laptops and iPads and things like that. We're affecting the future positively. So even if you think about giving away just a little bit, you just want to give just a little bit, just for your karma, just to help your soul, $5.20. That's less than a fucking venti at Starbucks. Click the link in my bio. Right. Click Change Young Lives, and sponsor a kid. And come join the fam. Come join the kid. There are benefits for being a sponsor. You'll get that in the emails that everybody gets on Saturday. You'll see, like, being able to be free at the events and stuff like that, all that. But we change lives. That's what we do. You can see it on my shit, around my jokes, sex talks, and all the other stuff. We give away, we change lives, and we got people on here. Cherie, her daughters. She's actually the one that won the laptop giveaway for her daughters. Wow. So we do shit like that all the time. So come join the fam. Come join the fam. Love. We're growing.
That's love, bro. Levi, man, once I get my schedule situated, bro, I'm gonna hit you back, man, so we can keep doing this because I love this, man. Yeah, sure. Also here in the comments, if you ever get the chance, it's a guy, 4 Chambers, my man, Dr. Jacob English. He has a great brand with merch. Check that out as well, bro. But keep doing what you're doing. Levi, man, blessings to you and the fam. Y'all be safe, bro.
You too, man. I'll holler at you.
Thank you, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
Y'all, thank you all so much for tuning in. We about to get back on our YouTube grind, man. I got like 4 to 5 interviews that I haven't even posted yet. That's in the vault. Levi's episode from week before last week, that's about to be posted on YouTube as well. So tap in if you haven't already. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out our content, and you got to hit that post notifications bell. I love y'all so much. Thank you for your love, your support. Y'all are truly appreciated. Follow us as well. Y'all, we about to go crazy. We're about to get back on our grind. Much love. Again, my name is Caleb Smith.